Things are changing super, super fast.
Are you guys ready? Here's what we're doing.
Welcome back to the RV Odd Couple. My name is John.
And I'm Mercedes. And we found freedom, independence, and adventure RVing across the country full time for 3 years. Now we're building a community that loves God, family, country.
Wonderful things are happening all over the country. God is moving. And we are so, so excited. We told you guys about a month ago that we were taking a month off to go to RV to Colorado, see our grandbabies, and visit with our family.
And take care of our health.
Take care of our health, exactly. We needed some rest, and boy, did we get it. Let's be honest, guys. The last few years have been...
I don't know. I don't have a word for it.
Dystopian?
You just can't make this stuff up.
This can't be America, right?
If you have a word for it, put it in the comments.
Put it in the comments. What have the last 3 years been like? But then something really started to change, and that's when Mercedes kind of jumped on ship with me. They started messing with our kids. Remember in June, guys, Pride Month, they started marching all over the country, hanging their stuff out in front of our children. The things they're trying to teach them in school. We did a couple of videos on the books they are getting these kids to read.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They actually marched in the streets chanting, "We are coming for your children and we're never going to stop." That's when Mercedes jumped on board, and...
So he focuses on the doom scrolling, and all the stuff.
I don't doom scroll. I just pay attention.
He totally doom scrolls.
I just pay attention.
But that's okay, because half of our audience doom scrolls too. But, okay, so it takes a lot for me to get worked up. And for me, the line was when a movement that was supposed to be about inclusivity and love turned into a movement that was just a complete lie and really hurt kids. And that's where I really, really started getting mad. If I didn't have John around to worry, I would probably worry more, but he does enough worrying for the both of us.
Well, in the past 3 years, I just watch. I pay attention. America hasn't seemed like America. It feels like liberty's slipping away. The freedom isn't on our hearts anymore. And I was afraid nobody was going to fight for it because we were silent. Why are we silent? We have manners. We're kind. We're friendly. And the other side, the dark side, lies, manipulates, steals, cheats. We actually had our government collaborating with mainstream media and the social media companies. In a nutshell, guys, it's kind of been like psychological warfare for the past 3 years. All of our greatest institutions in our country have lost all credibility. We can't believe a word they say anymore. But what's beautiful is that all of us seem to be getting this at the same time. We don't believe a word they say.
So before we took off on our adventure to Colorado, we had an amazing party at Thunder Canyon Camp Gratitude.
RV Odd Squad members came from all over the country.
You see, 4th of July, we're slightly patriotic. I don't know if you could tell. But 4th of July is really special to us, not just because of our nation and we love our country, but it's also important to us because that is the anniversary of our grand opening.
Yes.
And so this was huge for us. It was like one foot was in the past, looking at how much we've come along since last year, but then the other foot was looking towards the future and looking forward, looking towards the future with excitement. And that was something that was really awesome.
Yeah, in the month of June, in the Pride stuff and the stuff at the White House, it seemed like it was imploding on itself by July. But even better than that, the Fifth Circuit handed down a scathing judgment of the United States government telling them that they could no longer collude with social media companies and the media. This was a huge ruling. Even better than that, for 3 years, they've been calling us conspiracy theorists, right? They're censoring us. They're not letting us think. They're getting rid of our posts. And what the court said, Fifth Circuit, is that they are absolutely doing that. They are colluding with the media and social media companies, and they are censoring. So it was a big deal here at Thunder Canyon. The next thing that happened is we watched as a group Sound of Freedom, which was absolutely amazing. And we're going to talk a little bit more at the end of the video. But if you haven't seen Sound of Freedom, you guys, get there, check it out. It's so important. And again, I think it's the kids, right? It's better to tie a millstone around your neck and throw yourself into the deepest part of the sea than to mess with God's children. So not only did the Fifth Circuit do that on the 4th of July, a lot of people don't realize this, but the Supreme Court has given 4 rulings in favor this summer of religious freedom. And a lot of people don't realize that. And I'm going to do a video just on that in a couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that. The other thing that gives me a lot of hope is that people are really starting to vote with their dollars. Look what's happened to Bud Light, to Disney, to Target. these companies crossed the line with these ESG stuff. And what did it end up happening? American people have had it.
Yeah.
And I mean, Bud Light is probably going out of business. Target got smoked for billions of dollars. And Disney, last year was the worst year Disney has had in the history of its company. So
Wow.
people are finally speaking up. So what else is going on beside these things? Americans all over the country are assembling to be heard.
Yeah.
Right? We're praying together. We're singing together. We're coming out of the woodwork. I believe that this whole thing started around the time Asbury, what happened at Asbury College,
That
right?
it set
It's just kind of like something switched. And ever since Asbury, it keeps building and building and building. And at the end of this video, we're going to talk to you about how you can help us keep that momentum going. So what else is happening? Well, people are leaving churches by the thousands.
And this sounds like, well, how is that a good thing? Well, it kind of is a good thing if it's a church without a spine.
Well, remember, yeah, church without a spine. Remember, a lot of churches shut their doors during the pandemic.
When
I mean,
we needed churches
the most. Some pastors stood up and fought back, but too many closed the doors.
Yeah.
And now, if these pastors don't speak up, people are leaving that church because.
I understand. Sorry. No,
That's
I
okay.
totally understand that, there was concern for the virus and whatnot, but liquor stores stayed open.
Yeah.
Dispensaries stayed open. So that's where we're calling BS on it. That
Yeah.
it's not just, it's not like all the stores shut down. There were still businesses in operation and there were still...
Only the big businesses stayed open, guys. Remember? It's the Walmarts, the Home Depot, the Lowe's. They all got to stay open. It was the small mom and pops that they destroyed. So people are leaving churches where the pastor, minister, priest does not stand up for liberty, right? For our country. I think it's a beautiful thing. More and more patriot pastors are standing up and saying, you guys have gone too far and I'm not going to close the doors ever again. Our RV trip home was amazing. We were both lit up. We were shining. We were grateful. And we started our way back to Thunder Canyon Camp Gratitude. But while we were driving home, right, from this wonderful, beautiful family vacation,
There was this controversial song. I don't know if
Jason
you heard
Aldean,
it.
try that in a small town. You guys remember that during 2020 when they were attacking the police and tearing apart our cities?
Yeah.
We were one of the only channels in the RV space. I think we were the only channel in there
At that
that
time.
stuck up for the police,
Yeah.
that actually said something about it. And believe
We
me,
took a hit.
we took a hit from YouTube. We took a hit from people.
Well, what's really cool though is now that song and the controversy that it's bringing up, I think people are getting fed up. So you read the newspaper and it says, oh, bad song, bad, bad. But then you look at the charts and it's like, well, the charts are saying one thing, but the news is saying another. And I think people know, it's like that double talk and think, speak in George Orwell.
Which has become normal here in America.
Exactly. Whatever the headline says, the opposite is what's true.
Yeah. Let's make 1984 fiction again. How
Yeah.
about we do that?
I agree. So, but anyways, that song just really hit a nerve, and what was really, really cool about that, but 3 years ago, we took a huge hit for back in...
The police.
Yeah, and so now more and more channels in the space are starting to talk about that.
Yeah. Wingman wisdom.
There you go.
People in the space, we were the first to really start speaking up outside of the RV space, and now more and more people are starting to speak up. We have a certain responsibility when you have this type of influence to just educate people on what's going on. Guys, I hate to say this, but there's not one person that's going to save us. There's no presidential candidate that's going to save us.
No.
We have to save ourselves.
Everyone needs to
We
be
need to
part of it.
come together, and it's starting to happen, guys. It's starting to happen at a level my heart is so filled with hope right now. You got those people that say, well, where's God? Why did God let that happen? Guys, we, the people, God's saying the exact same thing. Why aren't you guys doing something?
Yeah.
We are the body of Christ, and we've got to come together and push back on this stuff. We don't have to fight back. But we can pray, we can assemble, we can get together. And remember, that's how we're going to win this. I do think there's a storm coming. When you push a rat into the corner, that rat's going to fight back.
And we're not ready for it because, while you do have big changes that cycle throughout time, each time you have a big reset, it happens totally different. So it's not going to be like 1920s. It's going to be different because we're in a different world today.
Yeah, we're in a recession, but yet the stock market keeps exploding. Gold and silver keeps on exploding. Crazy things are happening in the market, guys.
And if you're smart, you know that means danger.
Danger, danger, danger. So what else can we do? Guys, assemble. Find groups that support God, family, and country. People that love liberty. Get involved with those groups. Go to your local school board. Get involved politically, guys. As I said, not one person is going to save us, but if we can all start working together to at least resist. Things don't make any sense anymore, no matter what the news is.
Down, down is up.
Up is down, down is up. The truth is lies, and lies is truth. We were warned about this, and it's happening, you guys.
I don't know. It just seems to me like people are just sick and tired of being sick and tired. And some huge changes are coming. It's almost like I'm excited, but I'm also a little scared. I'm bracing myself.
I'm not scared anymore.
I think it's easy to rest on your laurels, and I think now's the time to double down. Not to say, oh, great job, guys, high five, let's go back to putting our, Now is the time to double down. And so now's the time, whether you believe what happened in 2020 with the elections was good, bad, whatever, I don't want to get into that. What I do want to get into that is what the truest form of voting is. The most pure election that can never, ever, ever be tampered with. And that is supply and demand.
Voting with your dollar.
Because money talks.
Yeah.
And so ultimately, we vote when we buy something and what companies we support. Which is hard because sometimes the mom and pops cost a little more.
It's really
But they actually
hard.
cost less in the long run if you really think about it.
Think about that, guys, what Mercedes just said. It's so, so true. We can no longer support these companies. We made companies rich, and they're turning on us.
Yeah.
They're coming after our children.
And we give them more money because we save 50 cents when we could just spend $1 more and support somebody that's not coming after the kid.
Exactly. So support the small mom and pops. Don't give your dollars to these companies that use ESG.
Yeah, and if you don't know what ESG is, it's scary and it's bad, and that's all you need to know. That's all that matters. We don't need to go down the rabbit hole. It's just bad. And it's not a score that all the words sound right on the outside, but what is really done is just evil. So we don't want to support companies with ESG scores, especially those with high ESG scores.
Yes, stay away from those companies. Support the small mom and pops. I know it might cost you a few extra bucks, but in the long run, it's going to be worth it.
It's going to cost you a lot less.
We've got to crush these companies that are trying to mess with our kids.
Yeah.
We've got to crush them. Come together. And look at the alternate economies that are going on, or some people call it the parallel economies.
Yeah.
We've got to build and replace, because what's built is broken. Everything's broken. We told you that we saw The Sound of Freedom with a bunch of RV Odd Squad members. We got a viewing here at Thunder Canyon. Mercedes had a hard time. Guys, it is a really hard watch. More children are trafficked in the United States of America than any other country on the planet, guys. It's a hard watch, but please do us all a favor. Just go look at it. The most exciting thing about The Sound of Freedom, whenever you have all the media and the government going after a film like Sound of Freedom,
that means it's good.
That means it's good. That means it's really good, because it's messing with their narrative. They don't want you to know what's going on. And every American needs to know what's going on and what these sick bastards are doing to these children. We've got to stop it. So guys, pray, dig into your Bibles, give this video a thumbs up, share the video.
Never mind reading the Bible. Give this video a thumbs up. No, I'm kidding.
And continue to support our work. We've got some pretty cool videos coming your way, and we are going to continue to shine the light on truth, because that's how we beat the darkness. We beat the darkness back by shining the light of truth on it, and we're going to continue shining that light, and we are going to be part of the solution, not the problem.
We'll see you in the next video.